Hi, Neil O'Brien again. Marketing. We're on to topic number 3, which is email marketing. Now, what do I mean by email marketing? I suppose, there's a method of sending regular emails to prospects and clients. And what it can do is it can warm up cold prospects. It can warm them up. Existing clients, it can remind them you exist and so on. And I did this for a number of years, and it was very effective. So I'll tell you about the system that I used. I came across a guy called John McCulloch, who's an English marketing consultant, about 10 years ago. And I signed up. You know, the way if you go onto a website, sometimes there'll be, an opt-in box that's saying if you want our free ebook on, 7 marketing tips or whatever, you put in your name and email address, you get the ebook, and then you're going into somebody's email sequence, and they call it an autoresponder. Some people call it an autoresponder, meaning you can write these emails and send them out in sequence. You can write 10 emails, 30, 60, whatever. So I think John had about 30 emails in his email autoresponder. And I started getting emails from John every day. And at first I thought this was mad. I said, who would send emails out every day? John's emails, though, were very entertaining. They were funny. They were about his time when he worked as a bouncer. He lives down in West Cork, and he'd be cycling out on the roads, and he'd be, writing about the dogs he meets, and nearly ending up a cow's arse sometime when he came around the bend and there was a cow in the middle of the road. So every day there were stories, but there was a business tip built into them. And so I started reading these, and I really enjoyed them. They came in every day. And what I found after a few months is that it was very subtle, but John, in my head, from somebody who he knows a bit about marketing, is a marketing expert. And it happens very subtly and very slowly. So I decided, I think it was 2012, I decided to start sending out regular emails. I started doing 3 a week, and then I built up to 5 a week. So like an email every day. And my email list, it was 20, 30 people on it. And then I had this ebook, 10 Reasons Why Social Media Does Not Work. Okay. So that really grew my email list, because I got on radio, national radio, and so on. So I got to the stage where I was sending an email every day. And a bit like John McCulloch, they were interesting stories. I mean, Rocky was our dog, okay? And Rocky was a Jack Russell, and he was quite fast, but I think he was also half blind. And like, he couldn't catch a rabbit to save his life. And I'd be writing about how the O'Brien dogs would be turning in their grave at Rocky, because, if the rabbit was here, Rocky would be in the wrong place, and, like all this kind of stuff. And people loved those stories. And I wrote about, what happened on weekends, hill walking. I wrote about, funny things that happened with friends and whatever. But so the first half of the email would be like a story. And then the second half is you're building in a business tip. And so it was hugely effective. And what I found is, sending emails every day, I was kind of going, are people going to be annoyed or whatever? But of course, you're using MailChimp or Aweber, all of those have a unsubscribe button at the bottom. So yeah, every so often people would unsubscribe, but like, it wasn't that many people. And what happened then, I was on holidays. I was sending these emails for a few months, and then I was on holidays, and you could actually write the emails and load them in, but I was busy before I went on holidays. I didn't do it. And the next thing is, I was on holidays, and people were starting to email me, Neil, where's your email? People were missing the emails, or the odd time where I didn't send one out. People would go, are you okay? Is everything okay? Are you sick or whatever? So that was very encouraging when people started missing the emails and messaging me. And the next thing is I started getting clients. And it was brilliant. Started getting clients because they're reading my emails, and next thing they'd send me an email and kind of go, oh, that email you had last week about break even, about pricing or whatever, they'd say, I need to talk to you about that. But what it can do is email marketing, certainly the type that I did and John McCulloch did, is it's a very softly way of building a relationship with somebody. You're doing it in a kind of entertaining way. And what happens is it's very subtle. What you can do is over time, people get a sequence of emails. And even though they're funny stories and so on, there's also some of your expertise in there. And people can suddenly, they can realize from reading that they know you know your stuff. I published a book, 101 Business Lessons from a Recovering Accountant. And how did I do it? I had hundreds of emails and blogs written. I just went through them picked out 101 of what I thought were some of the best ones, put them into 7 sections, 80/20 pricing, whatever, and published my book, which was brilliant. And my book still gets really good reaction and people really like it. And, you know, it's great. And just one other story, at one stage I started emailing accountants. I had 70 or 80 accountants on an email list, and I was writing to them. And it was summertime, so Rocky, of course, was down the golf and chasing rabbits and getting nowhere fast and chasing squirrels and birds and everything. And so what I did is I was writing to these accountants, and I had a call to action, which was an ebook, 3 tips for growing your accounting fees. And a number of people requested it. And then I rang the following week. So I'm ringing this guy, he's way up the country. Let's call him John. I've never spoken to him before. So you're phoning him kind of going, am I even going to get to talk to him? Get past the receptionist. And the next thing John comes on, he's going, oh, hi Neil, how are you? He's chatting away. And then he starts saying, oh, how's Rocky? And kind of going, for a second or two, you're kind of going, well, what's he talking about, Rocky? He doesn't know Rocky. And the next thing you realize, because he's getting the emails, it's like he knows you. And I had this amazing conversation with him. Then he was telling me that he loves dogs, but his wife loved cats. His cat's in the house and he can't get a dog and all this, right? I ended up having this amazing conversation with this accountant who lives 300 miles away up north. And like, I've never met him before in my life, but the conversation was like, he was a long lost friend. And that's because through the emails, I built up a relationship with him. And it's like, he felt he knew me. So email marketing is something to consider, to send to prospects and send to clients. And it can be very effective at warming up clients and prospects to buy from you. Okay, thanks for listening.